From around the globe to the heart of Pawpet Land comes the Pawpets crew with the latest news update. With your newscasters, Crackle the Raven and Mockingbird, ready to enlighten your world. This is A Little Birdie Told Me, an Pawpets news bulletin. And now, here's Crackle Raven with the latest report.
And good evening to all you viewers out there. This is Crackle Raven with your latest update in Pawpets news. Well, Apple iPhone users can't seem to stop talking about the all-new iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus, which features larger screens, a thinner body, and bright, vibrant colors of the new iOS 8. Buyers beware and be on the lookout for flaws in the body of the new iPhone 6. There have been a lot of bad reviews about the new iPhone's 4.7-inch or the iPhone 6 Plus's 5.5-inch structures. Since the iPhone 6 is slimmer, it has also been reported as easily bendable, which is not a new feature Apple intended for the new product. Despite what you may come across on the internet through advertising that may look real, please understand that if you bend your iPhone 6 or iPhone 6 Plus, you can break your phone. And then your sweet new iPhone 6 will be about the same worth as this bag of warm hamster vomit you see here. No joke. Disgruntled iPhone 6 customers have reported of storing their new devices in tight confined areas like pants pockets in order for the iPhone 6 body to become bent. Customers are also complaining that the new iPhone's battery life is not all improved from the previous model, as both battery types will burn the same amount of power throughout prolonged use. The new iPhone 6 is retailed starting at $299 for users with a contract and $749 for users without. And models of the iPhone 6 can store from 16 up to 128 gigabytes worth of data storage. Apple also eliminated the 32 gigabyte phones, which places the 64 gigabyte models in the mid-range. Apple competition Samsung also released its new line of slim cell phones. The Samsung Galaxy Note 4, which is like Model 3, gives us an alarming 5.7-inch display screen. When testing to see if Samsung Galaxy Note 3 had the same bending issue as the iPhone 6 Plus, we were surprised to see that the Samsung phone did bend just slightly, as it underwent the same bend test as the iPhone 6 Plus. But what was even more surprising was that the Samsung Galaxy Note 3 returned to its original state. It is very less likely that the new Samsung Galaxy Note 4 will have the same bending issues as its competition with Apple. Is the new Apple iPhone 6 something to race to your local cell phone store about? Or will Samsung come out on top in the cellular phone war? Which one would you rather purchase? The choice is yours, but in any case, we do encourage that you note the flaws of these or any new electronic equipment before you buy them. Do some extensive research by reading blogs and reviews on the internet, so that you know that the problems other people have experienced with their new devices may happen with your new device as well. A few good measures to take before purchasing a new cell phone are to take all the pros and cons into serious consideration before getting your heart set on upgrading. Ask friends whether they have experienced any problems with these new devices. If you're ever unsure whether these electronic devices are right for you, be sure to ask retailers about a return policy in case something goes wrong. The more you know before you shop, the wiser of a customer you will be. So always take heed of the caveat emptor, let the buyer beware. As for me, I'm staying pat with my 64 gigabyte iPhone 4S for a while. It's thicker, but at least it won't give me the bends. In fact, I just downloaded the new iOS 8 and I'm liking the update system. Nope, no more pictures of Miley Cyrus twerking nonstop in my head for me, although I do sometimes see an occasional scary image from time to time. Ha! Ha! Did anybody see that? Oh, must be my imagination. And speaking about the new iOS 8, there has been no reported side effects from prolonged use of the new operating system, and there have been a few improvements over the previous iOS 7. Ah! Really, there isn't any side effect whatsoever. But with any new update in software and hardware, the iOS 8 is not without its own flaws. Rather than slew of issues with motion sickness and nausea from the iOS 7 update, current customers are complaining that the new iOS 8 has connectivity glitches, slower loading time and performance in Safari, and no improvement on the iPhone's battery drain issue. Hey, it could be worse. You could be seeing this image for the rest of your life. That's scary enough. Now your iOS 8 connectivity issues aren't so bad anymore, is it? Ah! Although the appearance of the iOS 8 is very similar to its predecessor, iOS 8 includes 3 new apps which are automatically downloaded with the updated operating system. The first new app is simply called Health, which keeps track of all your important physical statistics for leading a more healthy lifestyle. Concerns such as fitness, nutrition, vitals, and even sleep can all be kept track through this app. Ah! Body measurements and blood type can also be listed within this app as well. Apple hopes to help improve health concerns of all its customers while making sure everyone gets the most out of their operating system for a longer and healthier life. The next app is called iBooks, which houses all your purchased ebooks and offers suggested titles for future download. Be sure to take advantage of the free titles that are included with the app as well. Next is Bug Reporter, and boy does your iPhone need that. With Bug Reporter, you can instantly report bugs to Apple with the greatest ease and usability, which is a lot more convenient than to dial up an Apple representative and shout great obscenities at them every time you call until the problem is fixed. Saves a lot of strain on the vocal cords as well. Finally, there's Podcasts, which keeps track of all your favorite podcasted stations. Keeps track of all your stations by listing them into categories, and also see, which podcasts are at the top of the charts. The iOS 8 also features a much nicer updated texting feature as well, which includes a more thorough, a predictability autofill capability. Most common replies can now be accessed with just the touch of a fingertip for a much easier texting experience, but you are still strongly advised not to text and drive. No matter how much more improved the new texting feature is, this can still happen to you if you text and drive. No joke. And in local news, product advocate Consumer Fox arrived at Pawpet Land Emergency Hospital yesterday after a trip to the local Best Buy store. Consumer Fox reported that he was just going over to pick up the new iPhone 6 Plus when he saw the Samsung Gallery Note 4 on display nearby. Struck with having to make a heavy decision on which cell phone to buy, Consumer Fox began to have a mental overload and collapsed in the middle of the store. He was brought to intensive care, where I am receiving word that he is recovering nicely. Perhaps our star reporter Mockingbird can shed a little more light on the subject. Oh, Mockingbird, how's our little patient doing today? Well, Crackle, I must say that this has been a very, very interesting day, especially for Consumer Fox, with a huge uproar about the release of the next generation of cellular phones. We're here in the hospital room where Consumer Fox is recovering from having a full-blown mental breakdown. Consumer, how are you feeling today?
Not very well, I'm afraid, you see. I went in to just upgrade my cellular phone, and then I was struck with a decision to what I should upgrade my new phone to. As I was going over the choices in my head, the next thing I knew, I had someone nearby screaming, "Ah! Ah!" But I think that came from a person who had just downloaded the new iOS 8 to their iPhones and are seeing some really weird pictures in their heads.
Oh yeah, that's actually going around.
Well, I came to as I was being loaded into the back of the ambulance. I remember having this huge stabbing migraine headache, and it's still with me too. I really wished I had some Aleve 12-hour strength on hand. Aleve, all day strong, all day long. As it turned out, it was no migraine, but I felt a huge throbbing as if I was trying to run a mile-long maths marathon. The doctor diagnosed me with overactive brainwave activity through the overuse of too much strategic thinking, and it was too much for me brain to handle.
Well, I've never heard of such a condition before.
Well, I got that straight from the horse's mouth, considering enough because he's my doctor is also a horse.
Well, does it look like you're going to be going home today?
Oh, I asked the doctor that very same question, and his reply was nay. Well, I found it quite funny that he said that because the doctor also happens to be a horse.
I get it, Consumer. Your doctor's a horse. Does that mean they're actually going to keep you for observation?
Well, that's what the doctor said he wanted to do. He said that when I came to out of my semi-catatonic state, he noticed my throat was a little hoarse. Funny he would be making a joke like that since he's also a horse. But who am I to tell a doctor he's wrong?
He's a horse. I understand your doctor's a horse.
Well, he may be a horse, but he's a very good doctor as well. Once you factor in his depression problem.
Oh, why is that? Is your doctor manic-depressive?
Well, he must be, always walking about with a long face and going whenever he enters a room.
It's because he's a horse, isn't it?
Yay, how did you know? Well, we must have the same doctor then.
Actually, I go to a hospital for birds, not mammals.
Oh. So you go to a hospital for birds? Well, wouldn't it be possible that perhaps your doctor may be a real quack?
No, actually he's an owl, and always had problems trying to remember his patients' names. Always asking who all the time. Well, he just fired his nurse. Yeah, her name was Florence Nightingale, but he had to fire her because she kept falling in love with all the patients. So he hired a nice, quiet hummingbird in her place, and she can zip in and out of hospital rooms without disturbing the wind velocity of the hospital beds.
But that isn't about me. I'm sure the world would love to know more about you and your recovery. Well, what plans do you have for when you arrive home? I mean, do you think your life will continue on as normal for you? Well, I presume it will, actually, Mockingbird. I've always led a very simple life, worrying with the things I love most, merchandising, advertising, and my forte. Although living with my brother had been a little bit challenging, but I've gotten used to his treatment when we were both small. And have you decided what cellular phone you're wanting to go with? Well, I have been giving it a lot of thought, actually. The iPhone 6 Plus is capable of storing up to 128 gigabytes of space, something that's unheard of in a cell phone. But the Samsung Galaxy Note 4 is so much bigger. But the iPhone 6 Plus bends so easily, so it's got to be the Samsung Galaxy Note 4. But, well, it won't have the same data storage I need, so I'm wanting to go with the iPhone 6 Plus. But the Samsung is so much more durable. But I will never be able to store all my favourite commercials and jingles in my phone. I'll have to go with the iPhone. No, wait, the Samsung. No, definitely the iPhone. No, better go with the Samsung. iPhone, Samsung, iPhone. No, Samsung. Oh, blimey, I can't decide. Consumer. Hey, consumer, are you all right? Consumer. Doctor. Somebody get a doctor. This is Mockingbird signing off for a Little Birdie Told Me, the old Pawpets news. Hey, Dr. Longface, Longfellow, Longface, a stallion, whatever. I need you some medical attention here, stat. Giddy up. Yeah, hi-ho, Silver. Gee, will somebody tell the doctor to gallop his stallion butt in here? Well, I don't care if he has to leap over fences. Get him in here. Well, back to you in the newsroom. We'll update you more on Consumer Fox's progress at 11. Consumer! Wake up, will you? Dr. Longface!
Well, wish our little buddy luck over there for a quick recovery, Mockingbird. We can only hope that Consumer Fox will return to the old Pawpet Show safe and sound. For the latest updates on the old Pawpets news from coast to coast and are all around Pawpet Land, keep tuning into a Little Birdie Told Me, the old Pawpets news. I'm your fine-feathered, friendly reporter, Crackle Raven. And watch out for the new iOS 8. There still may be a few bugs left in the system. See you next time. Maybe not too late to get an exchange for the Samsung Galaxy Note 4, huh? Oh no, not our logo too. I'm getting out of here.